Hello everybody and welcome to today's video. I'm going to be showing you how to set up a new project to be used with Unity's Entity Component System. So Unity ECS just got a big release recently. It's the Entities 0.50 update, and with that came a whole bunch of new changes and additions. Now I will be making some videos in the future going into detail on each of these individual new features. However, we kind of just need to start at the beginning where I just want to show you how to set up a new project using this new Unity Entities version, just so we're all kind of on the same page, because all the videos going forward are going to be using Entities 0.50 unless otherwise noted. Now in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to create a new ECS project from scratch. However, in an upcoming video, I'm going to be showing you how to take your existing Unity ECS project and upgrade that to the latest versions. Now, before we get into it, I do just want to put out a small caution and say that Unity ECS is still very much in the experimental preview phases right now. So Unity does not recommend that you use this for production projects. You of course can if you want to. However, that is just at your own risk. Also, this is not necessarily a beginner-friendly technology stack at the moment. A lot of things are not super clear and well documented right now, so you do have to do a lot of investigation kind of on your own. So if you're a beginner to the Unity game engine, I would recommend that you kind of build up your skills in other areas first before returning to Unity ECS later. Unity ECS right now is geared towards solving specific problems for high-demanding games. Okay, so now that I scared everybody away, let's actually get into creating a new project with Unity ECS. So a couple things that you do need to download first. Number one, you need to be running Unity version 2020.3.30 or newer. That is the long-term support version of Unity 2020. At the time of recording, Unity ECS is not supported by Unity version 2021 or newer. However, that is something planned on being released within the next few months or so. So I would recommend taking a quick peek at the documentation just to see what Unity versions are supported at the current time. And it's also highly recommended that you use an IDE that supports source generation. Reason being is because you may experience slowness if you're not using one, or some code may be falsely highlighted as erroneous in the IDE. So the main IDEs that support this nowadays are Visual Studio 2022 and up, or Rider version 2021.3.3 and up. Okay, so let's get into it. So here we are from the Unity Hub. So on the Projects tab, of course, we can just go ahead and create a new project right here. And we're going to be creating a new project using editor version 2020.3.30. Now down here, we could in the past create a project based off of the 3D template here, which is just kind of the default standard one. However, with the new version of Unity ECS, the Hybrid Renderer version 2 is basically the only supported version. Now, Hybrid Renderer version 2 does require either URP or HDRP to function properly. I would recommend for most cases you're going to be needing to use URP rather than HDRP. HDRP is a lot more high fidelity, and you do have to supply a lot more assets to really get the full benefits of HDRP. Now it is possible that you can still use the 3D template and add in all the URP features if you want to. I will link a video that I did that basically shows how to upgrade your project to Hybrid Renderer v2. And in that, we go through the whole process of upgrading your project to use URP. But it's easiest if we just go ahead and create a new project based off of the URP template. We can just give our project a name and set a location, and then just go ahead and say create project. After that, your Unity project will begin to create itself and open on its own. Okay, so now once Unity's open, it's just gonna go ahead and open this default URP sample scene here. We can actually just go ahead and create a new scene here. Just call this empty ECS, and we'll go ahead and open that up. So now the first thing that we're gonna do is actually import all the ECS specific packages so we can actually use them in our project. So the way we do that is just go up to Window and Package Manager, and then you'll see the Package Manager opens with the packages that we have in the project. Now typically if we want to install a package from the Package Manager, we'd go to something like the Unity registry, and we can just find the package that we want and install it. However, because the Unity ECS packages are known as experimental preview packages, they actually are hidden from the Unity registry. Even if we go to the advanced project settings and enable preview packages here and say that you understand that you're taking the risks, right now the Unity ECS packages are not listed in this list here. So we do have to add them manually. Luckily, it's easy enough to do. If you just go to the plus icon and do add package from get URL, here's going to ask you to type in the package that you need to install. So in this case, we're going to type in com.unity.rendering.hybrid And so that's going to install what is known as the hybrid renderer, which allows us to actually render entities within the game project here. Now, the nice thing about adding the hybrid renderer like that is it's also going to add all the other required packages, such as the entities package and all the collections and jobs and burst packages and so on. And you see this will just take a few moments to install. All right, so once that has been installed, we can just see that it is now installed in our project here. And if we do want to see all the packages that were installed, again, we can just go to this little gear and advanced project settings, and then just check mark the show dependencies button. And then here you can see all the other packages that have also been installed. So you can see there's things like entities, jobs, mathematics, platforms, all the other additional packages, those are all added in by default. Now this is basically all we need to get up and running with Unity ECS. However, there are a few other preview packages that sometimes people like to load in as well, notably the Unity Physics package, which is compatible with Dots, as well as the Havoc Physics package. Also, if you're making a multiplayer game, you may want to install the Dots netcode package as well. So now we'll go ahead and close out of the package manager. The next thing that we're going to do again is over in the project settings. If you don't have this window open, you can of course just go up to edit and project settings. But what we're going to configure right now are known as the fast enter play mode settings. The fast enter play mode settings are basically compatible with ECS, and this kind of allows us to, when we hit the play button, it's pretty much going to instantly drop us into the play mode. There's not going to be like any delay. So it's actually a really nice feature to have. So we'll actually just enter the editor section and we'll go all the way down towards the bottom, and you'll see that we have the enter play mode settings. All you need to do is just check mark the enter play mode options and make sure reload scene and reload domain are both unchecked. So now our project is basically set up and ready to go to be used with Unity ECS. So for example, we can just create a sample little entity here. So we can go ahead and do a right click. We'll just create a new 3D object. Here's a nice cube here. And then we'll select the cube, go over to our inspector, and you'll see that because the Unity ECS packages now have the special editor features built in, we can just check mark this convert to entity box right here. And you'll see that it automatically adds this convert to entity component set to a conversion mode of convert and destroy. Basically what that means is when we hit the play button, it's going to destroy the GameObject version of this cube, and it's going to use all this data on these different components to create components in the ECS world and associate them with an entity called cube. So if we just hit the play button here, you'll see that basically, we can still see this cube in our scene. However, we can't actually click on it because that's not a supported feature of Unity ECS quite yet. Now, one thing that you should note is after I hit the play button, you'll see that I'm getting all these errors in the console. It just says, exception, this method should have been replaced by Codegen. Now there is an easy fix to this, and this is something that I'm going to be covering a little bit deeper in the upgrade your project to entities 0.50. But basically, if you just go up to dots and then dots compiler, and then there's this option that says add missing partial keywords to systems. Just go ahead and click on that. You'll see down in the very lower right-hand corner of Unity, it's just going to start doing the little spinning wheel. So you can just let that do its thing for a moment. And when that stops spinning and you see the little check mark, that means we're good to go. Now you'll see after that finished, I do just have a bunch of errors inside the console and it's not letting me clear them out. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is just go up to dots and the dots compiler again and just uncheck that add missing partial keywords to systems. Restart Unity, and then you should be good to go when you hit the play button. Now we don't see any error messages popping up inside the console. Now I know this is quite a bit already, but if you are sticking around this long in the video, I do just want to show you a couple extra things to kind of get you up and running with the newest version of Entities 0.50. Of course, we are going to be going much deeper into all these things later, but basically there are a bunch of new editor windows that we can open. So we can just go up to Window and Dots, and you'll see there are archetypes, hierarchy, components, and systems. So now we can just go ahead and open all these up here. And then so now when we enter play mode, you can see that we can start to see, what are all the archetypes inside the default world. We can click on each one of these and it'll show us all the components that are associated with that archetype. The dots hierarchy is very similar to what you would expect from the regular Unity GameObjects hierarchy. We can see basically all the active entities in here. You'll see that also when we click on them, we now can see these all inside the inspector. And here's the best part, especially if you've been using Unity ECS for a while. Check this out. These values are no longer grayed out. we can actually edit these values in real time and see the effect that it has inside the game. So I know this is a pretty simple feature, but it's something that if you've been using Unity ECS for a while, this hasn't been available to us until now. So this is something very exciting to have. Also, you can see the components window here. This basically just lists out all the components here. So we can just look up, say, the translation component. So we can click on this inside the editor. It's going to give us some information about the translation component here. Again, all just really nice stuff to have. Systems, we can just kind of open these up. It's going to show us all these systems inside the world here. Again, I'm going to be going much deeper on all these things, but you can just kind of start playing around with these new editor features. Also, I do just want to show off that you can create ECS specific scripts. All you need to do is just in any folder, such as the scripts folder or something like that, we can go to create all the way down to ECS, and then we have options for runtime component, authoring component, or system. And then here, these basically just create a simple little template of the types of scripts that you want to create. Now, I did make another video very recently kind of going over how I make templates using Writer. I can do some pretty interesting things with templates, so definitely go check that video out if you're interested. But otherwise, that's basically just an overview about how to create a new project using Unity Entities 0.50. Really do hope that you find this video helpful and you're looking forward to playing much more around with Unity ECS. So definitely let me know what types of things that you'd like to see me do in Unity ECS. Always open to hearing your feedback. Of course, you can put that down in the comment section below or join us over on Discord over at tmg.dev/discord. Anyways, if you did find this video helpful, I'd really appreciate it if you hit that like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for lots more videos about Unity Dots and ECS. And with that, I just hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.